Visuals to Go is the name of the program. Okay, Daryl, I'm a parent. If we go from block 1 to 4 with our child, do we continue with block 4 from then on? She's starting school in September. So if the school are familiar with BrainCam, do they just continue with block 4? Our child, along with other issues, is walking on her tiptoes. Is there anything we can do to work on this except correct her? So Daryl, yeah, there's two questions there. So you will do block 1 now for as long as humanly possible. Now, your little one must only be about 5 if she's starting school. So if you can at all, try to make block 1 last as much of this summer as humanly possible. Make it a little bit harder for her. Make her do the commando crawl maybe a little bit further. Make it last for her as long as you can. If she's getting really bored with it, after maybe 8, 9, 10, 12 weeks even, then only then move on to block 2, okay? If the school know BrainCam, they can pick up and probably start with block 1 with her again, if someone is trained from the school, and they could take 2 other little ones along with her. So the second question was about walking on her tippy toes. So this is quite common in children with sensory issues when they're out of their shoes. It's a hypersensitive issue where it's not comfortable to put the full foot down. If that's allowed to go on, Daryl, that will cause shortening of the Achilles tendon at the back. So you want to try and get her out of that habit, okay? So a couple of things, ideas, I know this is off the track of BrainCam, is to get bubble wrap and have her put some paint on the bubble wrap or water and have her just try to get her heel down on the bubble wrap and walk on it. Even just getting her used to different textures on her feet. Obviously something that's over ticklish will be too much for her, but just try and see if you can get her on different textures. Standing on the wobble cushion might help. But yeah, there's lots of interest, lots of different things that you can do, and especially in this warm weather, where you can get her in the grass, and if you can get her on different textures to get that foot down, and very, very gently every evening yourself or the little one's mom to do gentle stretching, to try and start stretching out that Achilles tendon, because that can shorten. Okay, so get on that. If this is from Daryl as well, if the school don't do BrainCam, even though we will have been informing them of your course, will it be beneficial for us to do the session each morning before school starts? Absolutely, Daryl, and a lot of parents do whose school aren't yet trained up in BrainCam. So Daryl, I wouldn't get too crazy about doing all of the A. I might just do a little bit, even just 30 seconds of jumping up and down. Just get into the B and the C. They're really the parts that will help regulate our brain and get her regulated for going into school, okay? So yeah, absolutely brilliant. And I know it's difficult. I know there's other kids around, and I know it's hard. Geraldine, in relation to the disclaimer and children that are not recommended to do BrainCam, if a child with autism has other medical issues, does this exclude him from BrainCam, or can it be checked out with a medical professional? Brilliant question, Geraldine. Yeah, absolutely. So say, for example, a child has epilepsy, and a lot of children with autism have epilepsy and have what they call absence seizures, where they just go into almost like a trance for a couple of minutes, and they call that absence seizures. Unlike my own daughter's epilepsy, where she goes into the full tonic-clonic foaming seizures. So in a case like that, Geraldine, what I would do is, when you're getting the letter, the consent from the parent, ask the parent to just get a quick note from the neurologist. And once you get that, then you're safe. I just can't, by proxy say that it's safe to do that. So I have to put a blanket no on it. But oftentimes this gets asked. And as long as you have a letter from the neurologist, and every child who has any other issues along with the autism, be it heart or be it neuro, be it that's brain, they'll have a doctor who is specialized in that, who will know the child. So you're free to get a letter, and then you're okay with that. All right. Margaret, thanks so much. I found this extremely interesting. Thank you, Margaret. And Eleanor, thank you for a brilliant course. You're welcome, Eleanor. And Sadie, thank you so much. This is amazing. Brilliant. Jennifer, last question. I'm a preschool teacher, and I'm very interested as to how to tweak what I have learned today. Okay, so Jennifer, what you would probably have to do in preschool, and I do have brain camp for preschools coming as soon as I can get back into piloting it again, which I don't know how long that's going to realistically be. But what you can start doing is start doing a little bit of this one-on-one with one of the kids. You're not going to be able to get a child that young to go through the whole 15 minutes. So for example, even if it's a real Tigger child or a real busy brain child, and you can get the child down and do the ball roll on him or her for a few minutes, that's a start, okay? Bringing in the wobble cushion, trying to get him to maybe stand on it for a couple of minutes every day, get him used to it. Ideally, we bring the child out to the corridor or to somewhere quiet for a couple of minutes. And also tummy time when reading is important for all preschool kids, not just this child, but getting them down on their tummy is really, really important. And also crawling. I know it sounds crazy, but a lot of kids, particularly with SGO, have missed their crawling phase. And it's really, really important to have them back to crawling again. So that's something that you could do with the whole of the preschool kids, is crawling, is rolling, is commando crawling. Even instead of the wobble cushion, you can have all of them stand on one foot, stand on the other foot, and so on and so forth. If you've got curbing outside, for example, Jennifer, you could bring them, all of the little ones, to walk on the curbing outside in lieu of the beam. The beams can cause all sorts of havoc in preschools because they're mad to get jumping on them, over them, around them. So maybe something like a curbing that's low to the ground, or even laying out skipping ropes, or laying out electrical tape, putting it out in a line. We've done that in preschools. So Jennifer, to be honest with you, all of these kids could do with some, but I do realise that there are some children in preschool who have additional needs. I know AIM are involved. I know Better Start. I know there's support from there. I know they've sent a pack into all the schools, which is amazing. So you may well have your air cushion there already in the preschool. So let me know how you get on, Jennifer, because I'm really, really keen to get some pilots done and figure out. I know preschool is a particular setting because of the age of the kids, and there's less, the number of staff ratio to the number of kids, and that can leave it easy. That can leave it difficult with taking maybe 2 kids out. So that would be my advice to you: is en masse walk the beam or walk the curb. En masse do some standing on one foot and the other foot. En masse do some crawling, and definitely during and any junior infants teachers out there as well, and senior infants, if you're doing story or reading time, get the children down on their tummies. It is absolutely, absolutely vital. And preschool, we really want to start getting them marching. That will start to connect the right and left side of the brain. So folks, that's all the questions there. I answered the rest yesterday. Again, thanks so much for being with me yesterday. And drop me an email, any parents out there, brenda@brendacasty.com. Okay, take care for now. Bye-bye.